Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.
You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation. We're in Pompano Beach, Florida for an extreme conference clash between the 1-2 Fort Pierce Bengals looking to upset the undefeated South Florida Lions. Bengals are coming off a 46-point win and hope to ride the momentum despite being shorthanded defensively. No blemish on the record for the Lions. South Florida just one of two undefeated teams in the league entering tonight. We're almost ready for kickoff. Coming up next, you're watching Varsity Sports Nation. Jared Oliver on the call with you here at North Pompano Park for a Saturday evening showdown between two extreme conference rivals. The Fort Pierce Bengals taking on the South Florida Lions, 3-0 undefeated, one of two teams who remain undefeated entering the night. South Florida has looked good all season. Last time we were here, they won it with a walk-off touchdown with about 5 seconds to go, and they received the opening kickoff to start things off here. That one picked up at the 30-yard line. And he's on his feet, and he just crosses the 40, stays on his feet. A return turning into a lot more. Gets near midfield, and that's where we'll see the offense come out for the Lions, led by their quarterback, Ty Horn, 6'2", 187, and certainly a dual threat. Expect to see a well-balanced offense, throwing the ball underneath and using several running backs. Sometimes they'll go 6 deep at running back. Starting running back is going to be Ramon Roper. No, check that. It'll be Auslet Volsi, number 22, speedster running back, and certainly take it the distance. So for the opening drive, it'll be first down and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Volsi, the running back, Ty Horn in the gun, 3 receiver set. Greg Cooper, the receiver, in motion. Horn flushed out of the pocket, eyes downfield. We told you he can run. Picks up a first down on the first play on offense there as he crosses the 45. Gets all the way, looks like they'll spot the ball at the 41, and that'll move the chains for the Lions. Fort Pierce coming off a huge win last week, 48-6 win. And that front seven for Fort Pierce has some size to it. First down and 10 for the Lions from the 41. Horn keeps it on the option, gets a block, and springs him free. Still on his feet and pushed near the boundary, gets across the 30-yard line for another first down. So 2 first down pickups by QB1. Strong start to this drive here in the early stages of the first quarter. Approaching the 13-minute mark. First down and 10 for the Lions from the the 29. Volsi, the running back. Horn looking to throw it on the slants. Got his man. It's caught for a first down. And that's Red Lions, the big tight end, 6'1", 185. Or check that, that's Timothus Harrington, who had a game-winning touchdown a few weeks ago here. First and 10 for the Lions from the 17. Volsi inside, bouncing off a defender, stays on his feet, and falling forward as he gets to the 10-yard line. Gain of 5. This Lions offense can go 3, 4, even 5 deep at running back. Volsi's the one who can certainly spring it free, has the most speed on the field. Second down and 5 for the Lions from the 10. Volsi inside. Picks up a couple. And that'll be good for a first down. An offensive line for South Florida having its way with the defensive line for Fort Pierce so far here on this drive. First and goal to go from the 6. Horn looking to throw, flushed out of the pocket, going to try to get it himself. Is he in? Touchdown, South Florida. On the opening series, Horn leads the offense down for the first points of the game. Not a hitch in that drive. They go down the field, no penalties, and they get the first touchdown of the first quarter. And they'll line up for the point after try. And this will be Kendrick Jones for the point after. He's a lefty. Horn the holder. Bad snap. Horn is going to have to eat that one. So the PAT no good, but the Lions put 6 on the board. Good start here in the early going. 6-0 your score with 10:36 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation. South Florida takes care of business on their opening series, goes down the field to put a touchdown on the board. No good on the PAT. And so they'll now boot this away, and this will be a line drive kick to Ted Lucien. Lucien bounces it to the far side, and he'll be taken down near the 40-yard line. So now we'll see the offense for Fort Pierce has had some struggles, but had some success last week picking up a 48-6 win. Talked to head coach John Chandler on the field. He said he wants to control the line of scrimmage and set his offense up for success. They'll be led by their starting quarterback, Antoine Edgecombe, 6 foot 205. Certainly has had his struggles this year, but the offense coming into this game with some rhythm, hoping to continue that flow here. And they'll ride their workhorse, Tyrone Smith, their running back, 5'9", 195. .26 left in this first quarter. 6-0. First down and 10 for Fort Pierce at their own 43. And they give it to Smith. Nowhere to go. South Florida all over that one. Picks up a yard. Second down and 9 for the Bengals. QB design run, but goes nowhere. Sniffed out in the backfield for a loss of 3. Samil Burke in the backfield on the combined tackle. Makes it third down and 12 for Fort Pierce at their own 40. Smith, the running back. Lions showing pressure. They bail out. Edgecombe over the middle, too far in front. Looking for Cortland Wallace in the seam. Falls incomplete. Brings up third down. Or fourth down, excuse me. And the punt unit out for the Bengals. Mark Hawkins to boot it away. Craig Cooper back for the return, lined up at his own 20. Fort Pierce trying to get lined up. And we got movement up front, and the flag comes out. We'll see who this is going to be on. Movement on both sides. And it'll be an offsides against South Florida. This will move the ball up 5. Nowhere near a first down. And the punt unit remains out. Decent punt. Mid field. This one picked up off the bounce. And he'll be dragged down near the 17-yard line. So South Florida's defense does their job, and the offense back with the football. We'll take a quick break. 6-0 your score. South Florida's offense back with the football. 8:20 to play in the first quarter. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Ty Horn led the offense down the field in their opening drive. Here he is again. Quick throw underneath far side. That's Craig Cooper. And goes nowhere. Good pursuit there defensively. That's Ted Lucian. Plays corner and a little bit of linebacker as well. Talked to head coach John Chandler, said they had to move some guys around defensively. They've had some injuries to their linebacking core, so you'll see a lot of new guys out there at that second level. So following the 1-yard loss, 2nd down and 11 for the Lions. 4-man rush for Fort Pierce. Here's Varsity. Tries to cut it up. Picks up a 1st down as he gets near the 35. There is a flag. Could be in the area of holding. And judging by the reaction, it's going to be on Fort Pierce. Terrence Wilson, the corner for the Bengals, upset with the call. And we'll hear from the white hat shortly. It's going to be a personal foul face mask on the defense. It'll be against Wilson, who's starting at that corner position. Ted Lucien playing a little bit of that rover linebacker slot due to the injuries at linebacker. So this will move the ball all the way to midfield. First down and 10 for the Lions. Fort Pierce brings pressure. Horn handles it, throws far side, looking for Roger Barton, but it overthrown and out of bounds. South Florida certainly has some weapons on the perimeter. A lot of speed and some height as well. Roger Barton, 6'4", 220. Expect to see him make some plays. And, of course, you can't forget about Tomathis Harrington, 6'2", 240. Has great hands, can catch in traffic. 2nd down and 10 for South Florida at midfield. Bengals bring 4. Horn keeps it up the middle and takes a hit by a gang of white jerseys. Picks up just a few. You see Braden Goddard in there on that tackle. Third down and 8. Horn squares his shoulders, flushed out, still looking, and he'll pull it down and get the 1st down himself. What an athlete. Slung out of bounds late. No flag. It is a 1st down. And Horn showing his athletic ability. Another good drive here, ignited by Ty Horn. Under 6 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. First down and 10 for the Lions from the 35. Varsity, and brought down by his helmet. A whole lot of face mask on that play. Everyone in the stadium saw it. It looks like J-Nar Bostwick is slow to get up for Fort Pierce, as well as Auslet Varsity. Had his helmet yanked almost 180 degrees. So everybody rises to their feet. Training staffs for both teams out just to make sure all parties are all right on that play. And Varsity will walk off to get a breather for at least one play. So in comes Nate Lester. And after the penalty, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And we got a timeout on the field called by Fort Pierce, their first charge timeout. 5:15 to go, Lions threatening to score again. First down and 10 for the South Florida Lions at the 20-yard line. Off the timeout, Nate Lester in there at running back after Volsey got his helmet yanked on a face mask penalty. 4 receivers set. Horn looking to throw, squares his shoulders, throws it near side, gets his big tight end. That's Harrington. Hard guy to bring down. Picks up about 4. Second down and 3 for the Lions. Lester still in at running back. Horn. Over the middle. Oh, dropped a touchdown. Roger Barton had money in his pocket but couldn't hold on to it. What a throw from Horn. And now he throws his gloves to the sideline. Maybe it's the humidity. Third down and 3 for South Florida. Trips to the top of your screen. Handoff to Lester, up the middle, weaving traffic, still on his feet, and eventually dragged down. No gain on the play, brings up 4th down. And we'll see what the offense does here. Looks no sign of the kicker. Offense remains out. And it makes sense the way this offense has been moving down the field on this drive and their previous touchdown drive. Fourth and 3 for the Lions from the 12. Lester still in at running back. Horn sets up, floats one, in the seam, touchdown to Montes Harrington. Easy pitch and catch for the second TD of the night. Ty Horn, the coolest man on the field, rips that one across the middle. No pressure and an easy touchdown for 6. And they'll line up to go for the field goal, or excuse me, the point after try again after a botched snap on the previous attempt. Kendrick Jones, the left footer. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is too far to the right, no good. So 0 for 2 on PATs so far this evening, but a 12-0 score, 3:30 to play here in the first. Three 3-0 South Florida, living up to the billing so far. 12-0 lead, 3:30 to play. As they get set to kick it away. Back deep for the Bengals, Dontravius Joseph and Sandravius O'Neal. And a short kick. It's to the near side. That one scooped up by Joseph. Reverses field and brought down at the 25-yard line. So we'll see if this Fort Pierce Bengals offense can get some rhythm going. Had a good game last week. Had some struggles in the week before. And this South Florida Lions defense doesn't give up much. They try to keep everything in front. So Fort Pierce is going to have to execute on some explosive plays. Antoine Edgecombe still in at quarterback. Tyrone Smith, the running back, 4-receiver set. Lions bring pressure up the middle. Smith breaks a few tackles. Ball comes out, and the Lions have it. Scooped up by Amari Golden. Turnover, and the Lions defense comes up huge, and the offense is going to have great field position. And there's an injured Bengals on the field. So the Lions have the football, and we'll take an injury timeout as well. Welcome back to Varsity Sports Nation. South Florida's defense gets the fumble recovery. Tyrone Smith was the one who fumbled it for the Bengals. Did go down with an injury, but got up on his feet and did walk to a sideline. But nonetheless, a big turnover and gives the Lions back the football with a short field to work with. Horn going to throw it on first down. Near side, underneath. That's caught by Tafari Mirathil. Gain of 7. Second down and 3 for the Lions from the 21. Auslet Volsi back in at running back, gets the carry. Weaving through traffic, and look at him, bursting through and into the end zone. What a return by Auslet Volsi. Touchdown, Lions. Speed kills. "21-yard touchdown, and it's a 3-score game for the undefeated Lions. Third attempt of the night on the PAT. Jones 0 for 2 so far, the only blemish of the night for the Lions. Hold is good, drives it up, and it's good. 19-0 your score, 2:18 to go in the first. Lions looking like the undefeated team, one of 2 undefeated teams in the UFLX. Three-score game for South Florida, 19-0. And they capitalize off the turnover, the fumble recovery for the Lions defense. They go down the field. Outlet Volsi runs it in for a touchdown, and Fort Pierce in some deep water here. They need a good drive after this solid kick return as it crosses the 40-yard line. So this will be the best field position of the game for the Fort Pierce offense. Edgecombe still in at quarterback. And the workhorse running back, Tyrone Smith, still out there after fumbling on the previous drive. First down and 10 for the Bengals from their own 41. Handoff to Smith. No, check that. That's Ronchavius Sears, number 3. Flag down. It's going to be encroachment on the defense. So it'll be first down and 5. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 3-score game. Lions in front. Fort Pierce trying to cut into this deficit. Edgecombe to throw, rips it into the turf. Nobody home. Looks like he was looking for Steven Gianconteri. Second down and 5 for the Bengals. And early movement up front. Flags fly in every direction. And it'll be a false start against Fort Pierce. So that'll make it second and 10. They'll spot the ball at the Fort Pierce 42-yard line. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Hedgecombe rips it. Looking for Cortland Wallace on the wheel route, but wasn't ready for it. A minute 10 to go here in the first quarter. Third down and 10. Lions bring 4. Edgecombe throws near side. It's caught. Mitchell, room to run down the sideline as he crosses the 35-yard line. Best play of the night for the Bengals. Tommy Mitchell, 6'2", 165. Certainly a mismatch on the outside. Bengals going quick. And a timeout called on the field. It's going to be called by South Florida. Bengals were trying to go quick there. We'll take a quick break as well. 46 seconds remain. Fort Pierce trying to find the end zone for the first time tonight. 46 seconds remain in the first quarter. Fort Pierce on their best offensive drive so far. First down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Edgecombe throws far side. A low throw, falls incomplete. And he was looking for Mika Williams, or Makai Williams. No huddle for the Bengals, second down and 10. Handoff, nowhere to go. Smith wrapped up quickly. Amari Golden in there on the tackle. Third and long for Fort Pierce. And was it a timeout called? All right, that'll do it for the first quarter. Bengals trying to keep the drive alive. 19-0 after one. You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation as we get set to start the second quarter. Jared Oliver here on the call with you. South Florida Lions up 19-0 as we start quarter number 2. But Fort Pierce trying to reach the end zone or put points on the board. Best drive of the game so far. They're facing a third down and 11 here. Edgecombe drops back, throws it underneath, and a fight for it. And it's ruled incomplete by the side judge. Steven Gianconteri with the grab, but it's going to be well shy of a first down. So the Bengals offense remains on the field on a fourth down and 11. So that previous play was an incompletion. Or it was ruled a catch. So fourth down and 11. Edgecombe on the quick slant. He's got his man. It's caught, but it's shy of a first down. So that'll be a turnover for the Lions. Or for the Bengals, excuse me. And the offense for South Florida comes back out. So good execution on the throw, but not enough yardage to move the sticks. Second turnover of the night for Fort Pierce. So South Florida with a chance to really blow the doors off of this one here in the early stages of the second quarter. Already up 19-0. And a timeout called by Fort Pierce. We'll take one as well. 14 minutes left in the second quarter. South Florida back with the football. Welcome back. First down and 10 for South Florida as their defense gets the turnover on down stop. Ty Horn in the offense back out on the field. Horn looks to throw, has time, delivers on the far side, and has Roger Barton for room and a whole lot more. Breaks free down the sideline, still on his feet, headed to the crib. Big time play by the Lions. Touchdown, South Florida. "69-yard reception. Roger Barton takes it to the crib. Jones drives it through. What a quick drive and what a statement here for the undefeated South Florida Lions. 26-0 in the early going here in the first half. You're watching the UFLX here on Varsity Sports Nation from Pompano Beach. One play, that's all they needed. South Florida up big here, 26-0 at North Pompano Park. It's been all Lions. And this one a short kick, fielded at the 21. Decent return, gets near the 45. And we'll see if this Fort Pierce offense can put something together. Had a good drive on their last series, but couldn't put points on the board. Ended with a turnover on downs. South Florida 3-0. Fort Pierce 1-2. Bengals got their first win last week against Tri-County. 48-6 win, but down big here tonight. First down and 10 for the Bengals from their own 45-yard line. Edgecombe with time over the middle and nearly takes out an official. Looking for Cortland Wallace. Second down and 10 from the 45-yard line for Fort Pierce. Hand off to Sears. Trying to bounce it on the outside and taken down in the backfield. Loss of 2. Tackle made by Keith Bowie. Third and long for the Bengals. Sears still in at running back. We haven't seen Tyrone Smith yet since that fumble. Lions bring 5. Unloads far side, and that one dropped, and a flag flies in the backfield. Tommy Mitchell, the intended target. And it's going to be a holding on the offense. Penalties declined. It'll be 4th down and 11. And I'm not sure if Fort Pierce knows what they want to do here. The kicker, okay, yeah, the punter out, now on the field. Mark Hawkins. And back for the return, Antoine Fussell II for South Florida. And it's blocked, but the punter gets drilled. It's recovered by South Florida. I don't see any flags. Officials saying the ball was tipped. So that play is legal. And once again, the Lions with great field position. Wow. So once again, the Lions offense have a short field to work with, 11:27 to play in the first half. Certainly a bang-bang play. The official says the ball was tipped, so it'll be 1st down and 10 for South Florida at the 32-yard line. Nate Lester in it, running back. Early movement, and there's the flag. But this time, the Lions self-inflicts. It'll be a penalty and a false start on the offense. So 1st down and 15 for South Florida now. Following the penalty. Horn flushed out near side, throws across his body. That one almost intercepted. Ill-advised throw. Demetrius Constant almost had a pick. So Ty Horn lives to fight another day. Flawless performance so far tonight. Second down and 15 for South Florida. Bengals bring 4. Lester up the middle. and chopped down quickly. That's Reginald Mitchell with the hit. And now Lester's slow to get to his feet. And an injury timeout on the field. They'll check on Lester. So far, South Florida has done no wrong here. You don't want to see this. Lester having to be carried off by his teammates. Looks like a lower leg injury. Of course, we hope he's okay. What a job here head coach Tony Smith has done with this Lions team. 3-0. Coming into this game, one of two teams undefeated in the league. And a stellar performance here tonight. 26-0 at the 10:09 mark here in the second quarter. So as Lester leaves the field, in comes Auslet Volsi, who already took one to the end zone for a 21-yard touchdown. The speedster back in. Third and long for the Lions. Fort Pierce brings pressure. Horn buying time over the middle. Throws in traffic, and that one incomplete. He was looking for Darrell Burton. Or check that, he was looking for Stefan Bielinski. Offense stays out, 4th and forever. For the Lions, they need to get to the 21-yard line for a first. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Horn sets up, steps up. He'll run it. And somersaults near the 25. It'll be short of a first down and a turnover on downs for the Lions. So the Bengals defense bends but doesn't break on that drive. And with 9:05 remaining in the first half, you got to imagine Fort Pierce wants to get points here on this upcoming drive. We'll take a timeout as well. 26-0 your score. Fort Pierce's defense gets the stop, turnover and downs, gives the offense back the football, and we've got another timeout. Fort Pierce will take it. That is their third and final charge timeout. 9:05 to play here, 26-0. And we'll take another quick break. You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation. .05 to play in the first half. Jared Oliver here with you on tonight's call. 26-0. The undefeated South Florida Lions looking flawless here at home at Death Valley. First down and 10 for Fort Pierce. Delayed handoff to Sears. Doesn't get a whole lot. It'll remain second down and 10. Two running backs in the backfield. Edgecombe, play fake. Tries to dump it off. That one too tall. Ball is incomplete, looking for Cortland Wallace out of the backfield. Third and long once again for Fort Pierce. Edgecombe. Buying time, flushed out of the pocket, underneath. Wallace making moves, nowhere near the first. Picks up maybe a yard to bring up fourth down. And with 7:35 to play here in the first half, the clock is running. You imagine Fort Pierce wants to punt this football away, and that's exactly what they'll do. As we see Mark Hawkins trot out on the field. You don't want to give up another touchdown here. Fort Pierce does get the ball to start the second half. Nobody back on the return for South Florida. Now somebody's back there. Oh, and a mishap on the snap in the operation. So another ill-advised error. South Florida once again with supreme field position as the offense trots out on the field. They'll spot the ball, looks like at the 24-yard line. Critical errors on special teams tonight for Fort Pierce. So plenty of time to work with, 6:45 on the clock here remaining in the second quarter. And it'll be first down and 10 from the 23-yard line of Fort Pierce. Inside handoff, Volsey bounces it outside, makes a cut, stays on his feet, and gets all the way inside the 10-yard line. What a run from the small guy, Volsey. First and goal to go for the Lions. Volsey, the running back. Horn, rolling right, retreating, heaves it, end zone. And that one in the back of the end zone looking for Tomatis Harrington. Fortunately for South Florida, incomplete. Dangerous throw from Horn. Second and goal to go from the 7 for the Lions. Bengals bring pressure on the outside. Horn steps up, pumps, makes a move, and stood up, nowhere to go. Taken down by 3 Bengals. No gain. Ty Horn, a tough guy to bring down, 6'2", 187. Third and goal to go. Lions will take one more shot to the end zone. You could see the field goal unit after this if they can't convert. Quick snap. Handoff to Volsi. Squeaks through. Gets inside the 5. And now, an interesting situation. Do you go for it here or do you set up for the field goal attempt? And we'll see the kicker roll out. Tony Smith will play conservative and try to take the points. Kendrick Jones, this will be his first field goal attempt of the night. He's missed 2 PATs, made 1. He's made 2 PATs, excuse me. Jones lines it up. Horn the holder. And a botched throw. And nothing there. No dice. And no points coming out of that drive for the Lions. So good job by the special teams defense. 26-0. Fort Pierce Bengals gets the football back. .329 to play in the first half. South Florida got all the way inside the 5, but couldn't execute the snap and the hold on the field goal attempt. Now Fort Pierce takes over on offense. And they've got a long way to go out on the field, and there's their running back in. Smith on the carry, gets near a first down. And that will be enough to move the chains. Tyrone Smith back in. First down and 10 for Fort Pierce from their own 26. Edgecombe rolling far side, looking, delivers, and throws it out of bounds, looking for Tommy Mitchell on the sideline. Fort Pierce struggling to get plays down the field. I think we've seen maybe just one explosive play from Fort Pierce's offense so far. Second and 10 for the Bengals from their own 26. Smith on the left hip of Edgecombe. Edgecombe over the middle, and that one almost intercepted. Throws that one into the ground. Atiba Shaw almost had the pick. Third and 10 for Fort Pierce. Edgecombe in trouble. Hit as he throws. Ball comes out. Was his hand moving forward? Official says incomplete. Brings up 4th down for the Bengals. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first half, and looks like the Bengals will punt. Hawkins back out. Rashad Dollar back for the return for South Florida. Do have a penalty, and it'll be a personal foul on the Lions. Didn't see that. Must have came out late. So if it's a personal foul, it's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. And Tony Smith wants an explanation. Deservedly so. Thought that flag came out late. So now the offense for Fort Pierce has life. 2:30 to play here in the first half. Still no points, as they're looking for their second win of the season, but that's in jeopardy now, down 26 points here in the first half. So first down and 10 for the Fort Pierce offense from the 42. Edgecombe can't hold on to the snap. Going to have to eat it and goes down for the sack. A huge one. It loses the football at the end. Turnover. Lions come up with it. Second fumble recovery of the evening for the Lions. Britton Hall on the recovery. And now after the sudden change, 2:21 to work with here in the second quarter. Plenty of time for Ty Horn to work this offense as they take over at the 25. Handoff and hitting the backfield, nowhere to go on that run. That's Craig Cooper in the backfield. Usually a receiver. No dice on that carry. And the 2-minute warning has come, so we'll take a break. South Florida flawless in this first half, 26-0. Final 2 minutes of the first half. First down and 10 for the for the Lions. Horn ad-libbing in the pocket, on his feet. He can run. Gets inside the 10-yard line and out of bounds. And the Lions threatening once again, but a flag. It's going to be a personal foul on the offense. So that will wipe away the run from Horn. What a luxury it is to have a guy like Ty Horn as your quarterback. Able to make plays when things break down, but the penalty reverses the offense. Officials still looking to spot the ball. They'll spot it at the 40-yard line. So 2nd down and a mile for the Lions. 4-receiver set. Cooper, the running back. Fort Pierce, pressure up the middle. Horn across his body. That one batted in the air and falls incomplete. Looking for Harrington. Third down and 25 for the Lions. Cooper in the backfield. Horn retreating. They try to throw the screen. Cooper weaving. And he picks up what he can as he crosses the 30-yard line. So that'll make it 4th and about 14 for South Florida. And a timeout with 1:12 remaining here in the second quarter. Lions will take the timeout. They'll talk it over here on 4th and long. You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation. Minute 12 left in the first half. 4th down and 14 for the Lions. Offense remains out on the field. Already with a 26-0 lead. Craig Cooper, the running back. Horn looks to throw. Has time. Pump fakes. Flushed out. Eyes still downfield. He'll tuck it, get what he can, and that'll be a turnover on downs for the Lions. Another stop by the Fort Pierce defense, and they'll take over with a minute 2 remaining. Haven't seen many explosive plays tonight from Fort Pierce. This is the perfect time to dial those up and execute. So let's see what the Fort Pierce offense can do with a minute 12 remaining. 1st and 10 from their own 21. Edgecombe still in at QB. Edgecombe in the seam. Oh, what a throw to Tommy Mitchell. Still on his feet. And a huge first play to start this drive out. Just what they needed. Clock continues to run. Fort Pierce has no timeouts. And now we've got a whistle. But the official spots the ball. That'll stop the clock momentarily. And here we go. Edgecombe spikes it. What a throw from Edgecombe. Right over the top of the linebacker. First down and 10 for Fort Pierce. Edgecombe to throw. Looking far side and looking back shoulder, but not on the same page as a receiver. Looking for Harold Miller. .29 seconds left in the first half. Third down and 10 for the Bengals. They do get the ball to start the second half. Mitchell shifts over. Edgecombe steps up and throws in trouble. That was in double coverage and falls incomplete, fortunately for Edgecombe. Rashad Dollar almost had an interception that would have killed the drive for Fort Pierce. Now Fort Pierce facing a fourth down and 10, 23 seconds remaining, no timeouts. Ronchavius Sears, the running back. Lions bring pressure. Edgecombe over the middle. And a catch inside the 25-yard line. Fort Pierce has to hurry to get to the line of scrimmage to spike it. That one caught by Cortland Wallace. And was it a spike? A defensive lineman jumped over the line of scrimmage. 4 seconds left on the clock. Looked like a smart play up front from South Florida to try to force a fumble, but it was ruled a spike. So 4 seconds left for Fort Pierce. This could be the final play of the first half. Empty set for Edgecombe. Edgecombe throws. And that one short of the goal line, caught by Tommy Mitchell. And that'll do it for the first half. All South Florida Lions, 26-0, 3-0, looking to move to 4-0. You're watching the UFLX. We'll take it to halftime. The undefeated South Florida Lions, 3-0, on pace to go 4-0 as we get set to start the second half as the rain begins to fall here at North Pompano Park. Jared Oliver here with you on the call. 26-0 your score. South Florida, one of 3 undefeateds in the UFLX. Fort Pierce set to get the ball to start things off. And South Florida offensively was too much for the Fort Pierce Bengals defense in the early stages of the first half, and saw a little bit of that in the second quarter as well. But we are underway as Fort Pierce will look to put the first points on the board here on this upcoming drive. Good return here by the Bengals, and they'll start this ball or this drive in South Florida territory. So before the end of the first half, we saw the Fort Pierce offense go down the field, but they ran out of time. So we'll see what they can do here on this opening series to start the third quarter. Beginning this drive in Lions territory, first down and 10 from the 48. Antoine Edgecombe in at quarterback still. Tyrone Smith, the running back. That's Sears, and he's slung down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of 2. Nowhere to go for Ronchavius Sears. Only 5'8", 175. Not a big back, but does have the speed to turn it up. So a decent downpour here at North Pompano Park. No rain in the first half. It is expected to rain towards the end of this hour. Empty set for Edgecombe. Throws it in the seam. That one falls incomplete, looking for Cortland Wallace. .72 degrees here. 7:37 p.m. Eastern time. Fort Pierce's offense struggled to throw the ball in the first half. Now with the rain situation, makes it even more difficult. Third down and 13 for Fort Pierce at midfield. Edgecombe delivers underneath. It's caught. Room to run down the near side. Still on his feet, fighting for yardage, and that'll be good for a first down. Makai Williams comes up big for the offense to keep the drive alive. First down and 10 for Fort Pierce at the 22. Empty set for Edgecombe. Low snap. Edgecombe flushed out, cuts it, caught, and it's complete. Back-to-back catches from Makai Williams. Second down and 7 for the Bengals. Edgecombe squares up, pumps, rolling to his right again, throws sideline, and that's caught. Good grab on the sideline from Tommy Mitchell. Tyron Smith on the right hip of Edgecombe. Lions bring pressure. Edgecombe in trouble, and he'll go down for a huge sack. Samil Burke there on the sack, along with Britton Hall, and Edgecombe slow to get up. And that'll bring up 4th down and long for Fort Pierce. Way out of field goal range. Haven't tried one tonight. So Edgecombe goes to the sideline. And let's see who's in at quarterback. Looks like it's Tommy Mitchell. They could punt this away. We'll see if they decide to throw it downfield. Nobody back for the return for South Florida. Mitchell will throw. In trouble. And taken down for another sack. How about that front 7 for South Florida, pinning the ears back and a turnover on downs. Back-to-back sacks for Britton Hall. So here comes the South Florida offense for the first time in the second half. They put up 26 in the first half. Ty Horn has been a threat with his legs. First down and 10 for the Lions. Handoff to Volsey, sidesteps, turns up the speed. Check him out as he crosses the 35. A blazer out of the backfield. First down and 10 for the Lions at the Fort Pierce 30. High snap. Horn keeps it on the option. Gets to the outside. Oh, what a move. Stays on his feet. Headed to the end zone. 2-play drive. Ends up with a touchdown. A clinic here by the offense from the Lions. Kendrick Jones on for the point after try. Good snap, good hold. Drives it through. 33-0. South Florida with 9:42 to play in the third quarter. A clinic here from the 3-0 Lions. You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation. 9:42 to play in the third quarter. It's been all South Florida at North Pompano Park, also known as Death Valley for the Lions. Two-play drive ends up being a beautiful run from Ty Horn at quarterback. And this kick to the shallow near side, that was going to roll to the corner and out of bounds, and a flag will come out. Fort Pierce offense has struggled to put anything together. Haven't seen many explosive plays. We've seen a couple good throws from Edgecombe, but now you have to worry, is he going to be good to play the rest of this game? Took a huge shot on their last series, which forced a 4th and long. And Edgecombe is good to go, has the helmet on. I don't know if he's going to come out for this drive. Looks to be okay. And the rain has stopped momentarily. So for Fort Pierce, it'll be 1st down and 10 from their own 40-yard line. Antoine Edgecombe back in at quarterback after taking a big shot on the last drive. And they come out in the empty set. Edgecombe unloads in the seam. Oh, what a throw and a catch inside the 25-yard line. What a dot thrown to Mekhi Williams. Mekhi Williams has been big tonight for this offense. And we've seen spurts of what Edgecombe can do through the air. Fort Pierce got down here at the end of the first half, but ran out of time. Let's see if they can deliver here. 1st down and 10 for Fort Pierce at the 24-yard line. They remain in the empty set. Edgecombe with time, rips it near side, and that one caught by Mitchell. Well, there is a penalty. It's going to be offsides. We'll get the official call from the white hat. I saw an offside signal. I'm not sure what the official ruling is going to be. And the officials are having a conversation on the line sideline. Officials still trying to sort this out. It's going to be an offsides on the defense. Penalty is declined. It'll be 1st down, Fort Pierce. So the Bengals remain in the empty set for Edgecombe. Had some great throws on this drive so far. Has time, throws over the middle. That one incomplete. And runs into the field goal post. Hopefully he's okay. Looking for Mekhi Williams once again. And a timeout on the field. It's going to be called by South Florida. 7:40 remaining in the third quarter. South Florida with a 33-point lead. Back at North Pompano Park, Jared Oliver here on the call. Fort Pierce trying to punch it in for the first time this evening. Seen some good throws from Antoine Edgecombe. Empty set for the Bengals. Edgecombe throws the wheel route, wide open, but can't make the grab, too far in front. And a flag comes out as well. And there was a flag thrown in the backfield. This could be roughing the passer. And his receiver is down in the back of the end zone to the far corner. I mean, he was wide open, but Edgecombe took a huge shot. And an injury timeout called on the field as well. So the trainers will attend to the injured player, and we'll take a break as well. Welcome back to North Pompano Park. The injured Bengals player was carried off the field by his teammates. So we will resume action here. First down and goal for the Fort Pierce Bengals, looking for their first touchdown this evening. 7:25 remaining in the third quarter. Jared Oliver here with you on the call. Edgecombe, QB design run, loses his footing. Ball comes out at the end. Was that a live football? It is. Fumble recovery again for South Florida, and another crucial turnover from the Bengals. And now the situation turns to their quarterback. Still hasn't gotten up. And now you see head coach John Chandler come out on the field. We saw earlier in this game, Edgecombe took a big hit and had to go to the sideline and take a playoff in the first half. And who knows what this situation can be. So the team and training staff will take a look, and we'll take a break here. You're watching Varsity Sports Nation. 7:14 remaining in the third quarter. Antoine Edgecombe took a huge hit on that QB design run, had to be carried off by his teammates. I was told that they were calling the paramedics, but it looks like Edgecombe was carried to the sideline. The Bengals have 2 big injuries in this game. Of course, we don't want anyone to be seriously injured here. Covering the UFLX. Looks like play will remain. The offense is back out on the field for South Florida. They take over after the turnover. And so we will resume play. First down and 10 for South Florida, and another whistle down on the field. It'll be a timeout by Fort Pierce as they continue to get their personnel together. And Fort Pierce already came into this game undermanned, especially at the linebacker position. We've seen some guys who haven't really played much at that level. We've seen guys like their corner, Ted Lucian, who's had to play outside linebacker, kind of that rover position tonight. So they've certainly had to make some changes defensively, and now you've got more injured bodies down as well, and most importantly, your quarterback. So we'll see how that unfolds here. First down and 10, delayed handoff up the middle. That's Nate Lester. Ramon Roper. First time we've called his name this evening. Under 7 minutes to play here in the third. The rain has begun to pour down again. No severe lightning in the area. So second down and 7 for the Lions. And the Lions going to bleed clock here. Taking their time. They snap it. They keep it on the ground to Roper. And Roper is a big guy. It's going to take more than one defender to get him down. Looks like he picks up 2. And that'll bring up third down for South Florida. Third down and 6 for the Lions. Horn will throw. In the seam. That's Harrington with the grab. That'll be a first down as he gets to the 30-yard line. Easy catch for Tomatis Harrington. First and 10 for the Lions from their own 40. From their own 30. Jet sweep for Antoine Fussell, and nothing there. It's going to be a loss of yardage. They'll lose about a half a yard on that to bring up second down and long. And we do see the lights of the emergency response unit here for the injured players on the far side for Fort Pierce. Second down and 11 for the Lions from their own 31. Volsi has space, makes a move, And falls forward as he crosses the 40-yard line for a first down, gain of 11. The Lions taking their time here on this drive to burn some clock. We're approaching the 3-minute mark here in the third quarter as the rain continues to pour at North Pompano Park. Lions undefeated, 3-0, one of 3 undefeated teams in the UFLX entering tonight. First down and 10. Ramon Roper, the running back. Horn, play fake, throws it on the option read. And how about that play right there? And then a late flag comes out. Lions sideline loves it. Tafari Merrifield with the grab. And the official will pick up the flag. Second down and 4 for the Lions from their own 48-yard line. 4 receivers set. Merrifield, the running back, Roper, the running back. And early movement up front. It's going to be a false start. So lack of focus here from the Lions. Lions sideline talking smack to the defense of Fort Pierce, but the offense going the wrong direction. Second down and 12 second down and 12 for the Lions. Check that, second down and 8. Horn throws underneath, far side. And maybe picks up half a yard. .20 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And it looks like that could be the final play of the third. So the Lions trying to burn as much clock as possible on this drive. And they will take it to the end of the third. 33-0. South Florida with a commanding lead. On pace to go to 4-0 on the season. You're watching Varsity Sports Nation. This is the UFLX. Welcome back to North Pompano Park. 33-0 is your score. South Florida with a commanding lead as the rain intensifies as we start the fourth quarter. Third down and 6 for the Lions. Fort Pierce showing pressure. They bail out, throw over the middle, And that one squirts out, falls incomplete. Intended target, Craig Cooper. It's been all Lions here offensively. We've seen several turnovers on downs, fumble recoveries by the Lions defense. And it's been all purple here at Death Valley. Fort Pierce coming into this game with a 48-6 win over Tri-County. But when you run into a strong team like South Florida, you've got to be focused, and it's been all the home team so far. 4th and 6 for the Lions. Offense out on the field still. Horn. Flushed out, and he'll run it. And gets his feet cut from under him as he falls over the 50-yard line, but it'll be a turnover on down. So Fort Pierce gets the ball back here in the early going here of the 4th quarter. And the rain coming down really hard right now. Heavy downpour here at North Pompano Park. Turnover on downs. Fort Pierce with the football at their own 49-yard line. No more Antoine Edgecombe as he was carried off the field, so now you'll see the backup. And it looks like that is Tommy Mitchell, who's a receiver. Good throw, but his receiver unable to make the grab. Intended target was Makai Williams. Second and 10 for Fort Pierce. Lions, pressure up the middle, and off he goes. Mitchell got receiver speed, picks up the first down, a gain of 14. So the Fort Pierce offense in business once again. No points in this game. First and 10 for the Bengals at the 32. Mitchell unloads, and that one too far in front. Had a guy open, but couldn't deliver it. Looked like an intended receiver was Dontravius Joseph. Second down and 10. Mitchell to throw. Over the middle. Oh, what a catch. And in for a touchdown. David Feliciano with the long touchdown for Fort Pierce. How about that? Tommy Mitchell comes in and delivers a touchdown pass to Feliciano for the long grab for 6 tonight for the Bengals. So some positive film here for the Bengals. Nice throw in the seam from Mitchell. And we do have a running clock, so the Bengals will line up to go for 2. Mitchell rolling right, throws it to the corner of the end zone, caught, and the 2-point conversion is successful. So how about that? Tommy Mitchell leads the offense down, and they get the 2-point conversion as well. That one caught by Cortland Wallace. And that'll make it 33-8. We do have a running clock approaching the 9-minute mark as well. So as they get lined up for a kickoff, I want to remind you that South Florida, undefeated, 3-0, looking to go to 4-0. An extreme conference clash. It's been all South Florida this evening. The second half has been drenched by rain. But that hasn't stopped the offense for the Lions, and Fort Pierce will have to continue to make adjustments as the season unfolds. Fort Pierce on their way to a 1-3 record. Owslet Volsi back for the return for the Lions, along with Craig Cooper. So one of the few times we've seen Fort Pierce kick it off this evening. Mac Hawkins will boot this away. And they'll kick it shallow near the 45. And a hit out of bounds near the 43. That's Antoine Fussell on the return. There is a flag. So Ty Horn still in at quarterback, despite being up 33-8. Most of the starters out there for the Lions. So after the penalty, was it a personal foul? So they'll move the ball up to the 28-yard line. So it was a late hit out of bounds. So 1st and 10 for the Lions. Volsi, the running back. High snap, Horn gathers it, squares his shoulders, looking downfield, and dumps it off. And is that a completion? Looks like it incompletion, and looks like there's a flag as well. That was caught by Belinsky. Lions taking their time, burning clock, approaching the 5-minute mark. Four receiver set, Varsity the running back. Batted in the air. Oh, almost intercepted. Good heads-up play there by the defensive end. That's Rory Peavy. .425 remaining. There was a flag. It'll be, I believe, a false start on the Lions. So second down and 10 for the Lions. Movement up front. And a false start on South Florida. Despite the margin, Lions are well in command, but they've had some pre-snap penalties in this game. Ty Horn is trying to take advantage of using the dummy count, but sometimes it's worked as a disadvantage. So that'll make it second down and 15 for the Lions. High snap. Volte gets it, and it's scooped up by Horn. Still on his feet. Turned a bad play into a positive. Ty Horn has made some great plays tonight. That may be his best one. Almost to the 3-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. Second down and 4 for the Lions at the 21-yard line. Three receivers to the top of your screen. Volte, the running back. Horn steps up, throws, end zone, wide open, easy pitch and catch. Touchdown to Mathis Harrington. Whoop-de-doo. Another big play from Harrington. Lions will line up to go for two. Come out in the 4-receiver set. Varsity, the running back. Horn wants to throw it. And that one knocked down, incomplete. So another touchdown drive by the Lions. 39-8 is your score, 2:21 remaining. It's been all South Florida as they're on their way to 4-0 on the season. You're watching the UFLX on Varsity Sports Nation. Minutes, 21 seconds remaining in regulation. South Florida with another trip to the end zone. Your score 39-8. Routing Fort Pierce tonight at home, also known as Death Valley, North Pompano Park. Jared Oliver here with you on the call, and it's been an offensive clinic tonight for the Purple. Fort Pierce on the return. Stays on his feet, tries to reverse course a little bit, and a crash collision on the far side. So Fort Pierce does put up points. The backup quarterback, actually the receiver for the Bengals, Tommy Mitchell, drove the offense down the field with a nice touchdown pass. Let's see what they'll be able to do here with 1:59 remaining. This is the 2-minute warning. So we'll take a break as well. 1:59 remaining. 2-minute warning here at North Pompano Park. Back at North Pompano Park. So that will do it here at the 2-minute warning. The officials would decide to call it after some jawing and back and forth between the two teams. So to keep things peaceful, the officials called the game. Your final score is going to be 39-8 here at Death Valley. Fort Pierce moves to 1-3, and the Lions of South Florida goes to 4-0 on the season. For Jared Oliver and the rest of the crew here at Varsity Sports Nation, have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Sports Nation. Unleash the champion within.